This is the Temple of Airjitzu. It is a 2028-piece LEGO Ninjago set released in September 2015 and is generally regarded as one of the best LEGO Ninjago sets out there. And today, I'm going to explain how I got a sealed copy of it 8 years later, why I spent over $500,000 on it, and most importantly, why it may have been a huge waste of my hard-earned money. Because the build process of this was anything but smooth, and I found myself questioning if it was worth it or if I had been scammed. So stick around till the end of the video. Let's go. So a little context first. This set was one of my most wanted Ninjago sets, and since my channel had recently hit 10,000 subscribers, I wanted to purchase a set to celebrate. Now the set I actually wanted was the Samurai X Cave Chaos from 2016. Unfortunately, I could not find a sealed copy of that set in my country, even after scouring Bricklink and eBay, my usual sources of LEGO. So I settled on my next most wanted set, the Temple of Airjitzu. I looked around for a while until a couple of weeks ago when I found one on Bricklink for a suitable price. And once shipping and fees were paid, it came to a total of 680 Australian dollars. And then it was a waiting game. The problem was, this package was sent without tracking, so I had absolutely no way of knowing where it was, which made me very nervous. But then, only 3 days later, it arrived. And I could not have been more excited to get this. I had only ever seen this set once in person, at a LEGO convention 2 years ago. For proof, here's a blurry photo I took of it. And then it was the moment of truth. Was I going to get the pieces inside, or would the box be filled with sand? My heart was racing, and I opened the box to find everything in there. I was so relieved that it had gotten here safely, but little did I know at the time that there was a lot of pain to come. By the way, if you want to watch the full build of this set, go check out my Q&A video from last week. Anyway, so the first issue I ran into was that the sticker sheet was sticky. You're probably thinking, well, duh. But this sticker sheet was extra sticky, like the stickiness had seeped through the top of the sheet, which I had actually experienced before with the Misfortune's Keep when I got it 5 years after it released, so maybe this just happens with old sets. Luckily, I managed to unstick the sheet from the packaging without doing too much damage to the stickers, and then I read the instructions, which had some very cool bonus info. The next issue was that I forgot to film myself building the first half of bag 1, because I am an absolute clown. Building then went smoothly enough, until I had to clip these hinge pieces together, and not just one, but both of them snapped. Needless to say, I was very upset, until I remembered that LEGO replaces broken pieces, so I sent a request for new pieces, which was denied strangely enough. So I then sent an email to LEGO customer support, and they hastily sent out the replacement pieces. So I want to give a huge shout out to Sergej and Marta from LEGO customer support, absolute legends. I then resumed building very carefully, because after the snapped pieces I was very paranoid. And as you may or may not know, LEGO pieces in brown and dark red are very, very brittle, and this set had a ton of brown and dark red pieces. Combine that with the set's 8.5 years old age, and I felt like I was defusing a bomb. Many of the pieces I placed actually got small superficial cracks, which was kind of annoying, but other than that, things went relatively smoothly, until I got to the light brick. Now some LEGO sets include light bricks with batteries already in them. The problem here was because the set was 8.5 years old, as well as the fact that it may have been exposed to heat or moisture, the batteries here had corroded, rendering it unusable. And since the light brick was a crucial feature of this set, I was pretty bummed out, though I borrowed one from the Stranger Things set in the meantime. Luckily, the metal inside the light brick was able to be cleaned, and a few days later I put some fresh batteries in and it worked good as new. I carried on building and snapped a further 2 pieces, including one with a sticker, which was pretty frustrating. And then, after a couple of days, I finally finished the set. The set was complete, but not without 4 snapped pieces, several lightly cracked pieces, and a corroded light brick. And once you include the replacement batteries, the price I paid comes to $690, nearly $700. Now it's time to take a look at the set in its full glory. The Temple of Airjitzu looks magnificent, featuring a main tall red temple with smaller buildings on either side. I love the building on the right in particular, which features garage doors and Hero Factory arms to make the roof, inside of which there is some hidden chests with some weapons. There's also some chickens, and I love the grass pieces included in olive green here, of which the set includes 3 spares. And this building includes some small ninja playing cards like the ones found in a few other Ninjago sets. I also like the building on the left, just a little bit less, though it's still a nice enough structure, and it's in sand blue, one of my other favourite LEGO colours. On the inside is a small fireplace, as well as an attic with a mouse, and a spot where you can store this glider or where Jay can cheat on Nia. A great message to be promoting there, LEGO. Then there's this centre fountain with a statue of Yang, the resident ghost of the temple. My copy of this features a problem which sometimes happens in LEGO, where this pearl gold wheel piece is too dark of a colour. For comparison, here is a correctly coloured one from the Battle for Ninjago City set. I've had this happen on other sets before as well, where the pieces that are meant to be pearl gold are a bit too dark. That's not the biggest of issues though. I like these staircases on either side of the fountain, and under the left one you can access the light brick. And speaking of the light brick, around the back is the main feature of the set, where upon pushing this handle in and turning, you can watch a shadow puppet show, which is very, very cool. Depending on how you look at it, you can trick your eyes into seeing it move differently, and in my mind this scene represents Wu and Garmadon sparring, with the snake being the baby Great Devourer, but the designer says it's up to interpretation. On the first floor you'll find a nice rug and a small table for tea drinking. On the second floor is an area for training, and on the third floor is an area for painting, as well as a bookcase which contains some items including Wu's letter to Misako. Then in the attic is a sadly broken box that says Cole's stuff and has a hairbrush and a camera, which honestly raises so many questions. What exactly is Cole doing with these two items that makes him need to hide them in a box in the attic? And then on the roof there is this spire leading up to a small silver ball, and I love the use of train wheel pieces on it. And then right at the front and centre is a small red bridge, which looks nice enough, but I imagine if it was made today it would look a little more grand, like the one in the Ninjago City markets. There's also a small glider as a reference to when Wu found Jay, and a fireworks cart. And I haven't even touched on the best part of the set yet, which is the minifigures. You get all 6 of the Possession Ninja. That's right, all 6. Up until this point I only had Kai and Cole. I was very happy to add all these figures to my suit collection, though it is unfortunate that they do not have their aero blades. The next figure you get is an exclusive Sensei Wu in some very nice looking robes. Seriously, if I was a 1,000-year-old man, this is what I'd be rocking. Then you get Misako for the first time, who was unfortunately missing the grey stripe in her hair, but that's no big deal. And then here are the main attractions. Firstly, you get the second ever version of Dareth, who is sporting a slightly less cool outfit than his first version, and a non-exclusive face, which is a shame, but it gets the look of Dareth across. Though my version has one major problem, which is the legs. Remember how I said before that brown pieces are really, really brittle? Well, Dareth's legs here are super stiff. Like, so stiff that I'm scared if I try and move them, I might snap them straight off. So it looks like he's forever going to stand, which is a bit annoying, but I'm glad I now have 3 of the 4 Dareth figures in existence. And then there's the true hero of this set, and probably the true hero of all Ninjago, the mailman. According to the LEGO Ninjago Character Encyclopedia, 2nd and 3rd editions, he likes delivering post, dislikes climbing steps, is friends with pen pals, and his foes are email users. He is truly dedicated to his job and goes beyond the call of duty to deliver post to the ninja. What an absolute legend. Despite being a pretty regular character in the show, this is his only appearance in minifigure form, making him relatively rare these days, and he looks pretty spot on, though some leg printing would have been a welcome addition. And lastly, there is Jesper and Claire, who I believe were made up for this set and are the father and daughter duo who run the temple as a tourist attraction. There is some very cool extra info in the instruction manual that I recommend you read for a more detailed look at the design process. And judging by what they say here, it seems they knew well in advance that the temple would go on to be the ninjas' headquarters in Season 7. And now that we have talked about the figures and the set itself, I want to offer some final thoughts. So in conclusion, this is a great set. I give it a 9 out of 10 for the build and a 9 out of 10 for the figures. The standout figures have to be Dareth, the Postman and Nia, and the standout piece is the classic grass piece in the lovely realistic olive green colour. Overall, the build is an incredible looking display piece with some fun features, and the minifigs are one of the best selections ever put in a Ninjago set. I just have some personal grievances to go over. This set is not easy to acquire sealed in 2024, and by not easy I mean it's not cheap. There's still plenty for sale around. Once you include the shipping and the prices of replacement batteries, I paid 690 Australian dollars for this. For only $10 more, I could buy the bigger, newer Barad Dur set just revealed. For $70 more, I could buy the amazing Avengers Tower. Heck, for $140 less, I could get the bigger, more minifigure packed Ninjago City markets. So in the end, was it worth it? In my mind, no. This set is not worth that price. I would have been much more comfortable paying around $500 for it, especially considering the light brick was corroded and I had many pieces snap, but these things happen with old age. And I of course got it sealed, which bumped up the price a lot. Having said all of this, do I regret getting it? Absolutely not. It is a phenomenal set, and as a lifelong Ninjago fan, it was a must-have. My ill feelings towards the price have nothing to do with the set. It retailed for 300 Australian dollars, and that seems like a fantastic deal, though of course inflation has done a number on this set. The set is great, the figures are great, and this one still holds up at its amazing Ninjago temple even 8.5 years later. And I get the feeling the soon to be released Tournament Temple City will likely be a modern version of this set. So I will now finish the video by saying thank you to every one of my viewers. If it wasn't for all of you, I wouldn't have this set, and I wouldn't have 13,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comments, and if you'd like to see me building it, click here. That's been all for today, folks. Have a great day, and see you next week.